Hey guys, it's Kim here talking about my Unit 3 outline. I'm going to talk about Chapter 3, Principles of Program Evaluation. I'm one of those weird people that actually likes the feedback or the outside perspective from people in my workshop or for my program because I believe it will help me shape my program and make it grow better and help people better. But I have a suggestion. So when I do a workshop, I make a point of not reading my feedback until at least 60 minutes after the event. So I wait an hour to read my feedback because I find that if I do that, I'm more emotionally separated from my workshop so that I'm able to receive the feedback better, so that I don't get like mad at people for saying what I could have done better or whatever. So I like feedback. It shows us it shows us where people think that we could add different things in, or if they felt like we missed something, or it also helps us to know what we did really well. I also really like the idea for like later events, having an interviewer go and talk to people about how I did, about me as a presenter in a program, because that will allow them to be more open in what they say and not feel like I'm going to be sad or whatever if they give me bad feedback. So one thing I learned from my feedback of my little mini workshop was that I had this block activity, and it was with preschooler blocks. And a couple of people said that they felt like that was beneath them, playing with preschooler blocks, but later they learned that it tied in really well. So they said if I just had a disclaimer at the beginning of the block activity, that it would be better, and it would help them to connect better with the activity and not feel like they were playing with baby toys. So moving on to Appendix E, Ethics and Family Life Education. Again, this is another thing I like. I love the idea of having a code of ethics to help us know what's right, what's wrong, what to do, what principles to use and follow. I like that they are in order on the code of ethics, from the most important, do this, do this, do this, do this. And unless it's a case of abuse or suspected abuse, and then you don't have to follow the top ones. You just go straight to reporting to the right authorities when it's necessary. So the virtues that ethics focus on are caring, prudence, practical wisdom, and hope and optimism. So moving into the professional ethics and practice, a lot of times family life educators are going to run into cases where their personal beliefs don't fit with what they're teaching or the situation that's happening, and the code of ethics is able to help them know what to do in those situations. And it's important for us as family life educators to know that people are going to learn to trust us and respect us. And because of that, we can actually do more damage than we do good unless we have a code of ethics to follow. So I love the ethic decision-making process where we identify the relationships and the interactions that need to happen in those relationships. And then we look at the different principles that apply to the situation, and then we find out which principles in that list contradict each other or have tension with each other. And then we're able to take the cases and give possible solutions. So we could do this, or we could do this, or this, and then from those we can select one that works, or we can blend them together and really have a good action to follow. So moving down into reconceptualizing the domain and boundaries of family life education. I have taken several trainings in family life education. One of them was a parenting class, and another one, actually I've taken a few. I've taken 2 of the Gottman trainings, so the 7 principles and the Bringing Baby Home. And in those ones specifically, they really want that the people they're training to know that they're not therapists, and that we tell our classes that we are not therapists. So for me, it's been helpful to know a therapist in my area. So if somebody does run into a problem that I can't deal with because I'm not a therapist, I have someone that I know and trust to be a therapist. So family therapists or family therapy works on repairing damage to relationships, whereas family life education builds relationships. And then if we go into family case management, that kind of complies with legal policies and helps the families locate resources that are going to help them best. So I have had a personal experience where I went to a family therapist, and he tried to help my husband and I with some of our concerns with the Gottman 7 Principles program, but he didn't know them very well, and he just picked bits and pieces and kind of said, well, maybe this would pertain and this would pertain. But I found that it kind of fell flat, and that if we had maybe gone to an actual Gottman 7 Principles class and applied the principles with more knowledge base from an educator who really knew the content inside out, it probably would have helped us a lot more. So family therapy it works on relationship problems and also mental and emotional disorders in the family. And then family case management is more about the children and their needs, and it helps reunify families and connects them to resources. And then family life education teaches communication skills, development skills, decision-making skills, self-esteem skills, and then it also teaches about how to have a healthy relationship. And I just love how it's so broad and can fit so much in. And then all 3 together have the unified aim of creating strong and healthy families. So moving down to the boundaries between parent and family education and family therapy, that's the paper by Doherty. He focuses on the 5 levels of family involvement. So level 1 is minimal emphasis on family. So that would be activities where there's an educator, but it doesn't really interact with like the parents or other family members. And then level 2 is information and advice. And this one works together with the educator and the family members and the participants. And it works in cases like one-time workshops. Level 3 is level 2, but adds in experiences, feelings, disclosures on a personal level. So that's the feelings and support level. Level 4 is the brief focused intervention, and that encompasses special needs cases and more high needs cases. And then level 5 is family therapy, and it doesn't really include family life education. It usually includes a series of sessions in progression. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have an awesome week, and I really hope your presentations go well.